Poets shorten words this way, usually to save space and then to maintain the rhythm of the line. Remember I mentioned rhythm while we were talking about punctuation earlier on. A poem which has end rhymes, a poem that has words that rhyme at the end, have to have lines that are measurable, where measurability now means that each line has to have an equal number of sound units. In the lines of a poem, we usually count the sound units made up of stressed and unstressed sounds. Look at the nursery rhyme. Twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. A poem by Jane Taylor, a very old nursery rhyme. Each line has 7 sound units. 7 sound units. Each 7 sound unit is made up of stressed and unstressed sounds. Now, sometimes there is a word which, if it is written in full, will increase the number of sounds in the line and destroy the rhyme. So, to make sure this doesn't happen, and the poet must use such word, the poet shortens it. This word means began. The apostrophe is for the missing letters. But the word is began. I discovered that the girl who recited the poem didn't actually know exactly how to pronounce this word. This one has an apostrophe here indicating the missing V, over. And this is another word, even. The apostrophe represents the missing V. Are we following? When you begin to read, which is why as teachers will keep hammering on reading. As you begin to read wide, all of these will fit in where they are missing gradually. This is the mark we call a question mark. And we're talking about the first function of a question mark. You use it at the end of a sentence which is not a statement or an exclamation. That means such a sentence is a question that looks like it called the parenthesis, which you may decide never to make use of. You can write, because you're welcome, you can write continuously without making use of them because there are alternative punctuation marks you could use without them. And there is one called the ellipsis. The ellipsis, which you can also do without. The dash is also a punctuation mark. You can also do without a dash when you write. Are you listening to me? Yes. So there are at least up to 50 punctuation marks in English language. 50 punctuation marks that you need to know about as students. But they are not all so important. There is a kind of advanced writing you will engage in. You'll be able to use the more complex ones. But then by the time you get to that stage where you do that kind of advanced writing, you will be your own teacher. You have had enough foundation to be able to discover those other punctuation marks yourself and learn how to make use of them. So today in our class, we need to know about how to use a full stop, or a comma, a semicolon, a question mark, an apostrophe. Those are the ones that you cannot write without. In hand. So you see that we also observe the rules of capitalization in the sentences that we make here. Now the functions of the final full stop are very few, so you ought to be very used to them. The second one says sometimes with abbreviation. It says sometimes because not all abbreviations have a full stop. There are abbreviations that are called acronyms. They are called what? Acronyms.
The writer passes across to the audience. And who are the audience? All of us. Now, this is a drama written in 1773. Huh? So, from 1773 till now, until as many years as possible, the message will keep what? Flowing. With the father, as well as the family of Mr. Hardcastle, for him to visit and then get themselves acquainted. And who is it to acquaint himself with? Who is it that Marlowe is coming to acquaint himself with? Miss Kate Hardcastle. Because they can't marry in the air. They will need to see each other and then develop the relationship and then interest in each other. Written by who? Okay, so what's the name? Dele Channel. And his full name is what? Raymond Caleb Ayodele. Contained in this drama. This is a drama showcasing the peculiarity of the writer's society. What is obtainable in his own society. The writer, Oliver Goldsmith, is an Irishman. And Irish, being an Irish, where do we locate such country? Is it in Africa?
No.
Where? Okay, he's an Englishman. He's an Englishman. So let's look at the character.